Hi guys, this is Andy Cowan with juicefiend.com. Today I want to talk a little bit about green juices. At the moment I'm back in Scotland, and even though I'm from Scotland originally, because I don't live here all the time, I'm feeling like a bit of a tourist. So I've been trying to find some good sources of green vegetables. So as you can see on the table, I've got some kale in front of me. This came from the Edinburgh Farmers Market, and in particular it's an organic farm called East Coast Organics. They had a really cool stall at the market, so I was there last week and then I went again yesterday. The first time I went, I was basically looking for kale, and some of the other stalls didn't actually have kale, but when I went and asked the East Coast Organics guys, have you got any kale? Not only did they say, yeah, we've got kale, they asked me what kind of kale I wanted. They had 3 kinds. Today I've just got 2 kinds on the table. I've got Red Russian, Cavolo Nero. The other kind they had was curly kale, but as far as juicing goes, I prefer these 2 types. Basically, kale comes in bags this size, and each bag costs £1, so that's about $1.50. So I'm just going to check how much kale I get in these bags. I think it's a little over 200 grams. Okay, the Cavolo Nero is 225 grams, and Red Russian is 214 grams. So pretty decent servings of kale. Now what I like to do is just juice the kale straight and drink it, but there's loads of other ways that we can have kale. It's pretty good if you mix it with some apple and some ginger. Makes it a bit easier to drink, and then you can obviously have a longer drink doing it that way. So if you're going to be juicing kale, I'd say you want to be using a machine like this. This is an Omega J8006, and it handles leafy green vegetables really well. So we'll just turn this on and change this grey organic kale from East Coast Organics into a lovely green juice. I better turn my juicer on. Okay, let's go. Now what's pretty good, I'm doing the Red Russian today, and because it's got some nice big stalks on it, the juicer should kind of just suck it in, or pull it in theory. But no, it looks like I'm going to have to use the plunger. So just push this down. So I'm actually only back in Scotland for a month or so it's not really worth me ordering the organic boxes that East Coast Organics guys do, but if you live in the Edinburgh area, it seems like a really good way to get reasonably priced, top quality organic vegetables delivered straight to your door. When I was speaking to the guys yesterday, they were telling me that their farm has expanded from its original kind of small area where they were working to like a massive farm southeast of Edinburgh. It's quite exciting for me actually, because the farm's not too far from my house, so I'm hoping one day I can get up there to check it out for myself. Yeah, so the Red Russian's beautiful. I mean, you've got these nice purple stalks on it. I like to feed the pulp back through again. Certainly the first pulp that comes out is often just a little bit wet, so chuck that back through and maybe get some more juice from it. Okay, so it's kind of sucking it in itself. I think the problem is basically if it's too leafy for the juicer, it's not able to suck it in so well. And you can just hear the juicer working away. I gave this kale a quick rinse before I juiced it. Not that I'm worried about pesticides or anything like that, because it comes from an organic farm, but just to wash off tiny bits of soil that might be on the leaves. There's not too much, so you can maybe get away without washing it. So even when it's a nice big thick bit of stock, the juicer handles it really well. Just a few more bits to go. Almost done. Now even though this is a masticating juicer, it's still making a bit of froth on the top of the kale juice. Okay, so we're done. Now I'm just going to let this run for a bit longer, just until it stops ejecting pulp out the end. The fact that it's still ejecting pulp means that it's still actually juicing inside. And you can see down the bottom it's still dripping out just a little bit. Okay, so we'll say we're just about done. When we turn that off, if you just unclip the juicer here, I can actually get a little bit more juice out just by giving this a bit of a shake. And there we are, straight green juice. Now it's quite frothy on the top, so what I like to do is add this to either another juice like I said earlier on with some apples and a bit of ginger, or you can make a green smoothie and just pour this all into your blender, and then the froth will just get turned into the smoothie itself. But if you're going to drink it straight, the froth is probably the worst part about it. But that's pretty good. Organic kale from East Coast Organics. Check them out.